Yo estoy rodeada, tengo miedo. ¿Cómo no voy a tener miedo? Si tengo ganas hasta de llorar. No se puede. Esto no se puede, de verdad.
Hundreds of people crossed into the Spanish territory within a short time. Some swam around sea barriers, while others rushed through border areas. The sudden arrival overwhelmed shelters, streets, and police resources, forcing Spain to send more officers and soldiers to...
Europe is suicidal, and the Western American world is suicidal too. You, my friends, are fucking suicidal. What do you think is gonna happen with all these immigrants? And this is coming from a guy who's half Egyptian himself, okay?
July 30th, 2026. A defining moment since World War II. A Spanish territory was effectively invaded. There are moments in history when a nation is forced to confront an uncomfortable reckoning, a truth. I urge you to stay with me until the end of this film. You will see on-the-ground footage, foreign news reporting, and a terrifying outcome for one poor liberal Spanish girl, whose fate at this time we are yet to determine. The recent scenes from Ceuta have become one of the moments of history, with thousands crossing into Spanish territory in a remarkably short space of time. For the people living there, it wasn't a debate on television, it was their streets, their homes, and their sense of security. They endured horrific attacks on businesses, civilians, and the police. People would disagree about labels. Some call it migration crisis, others a failure of border security. But what we do know is this: a coordinated strategy with its own adverts on social media. A nation of Islam able to mobilise over 70,000 individuals to enter en masse a territory state of only 85,000 residents. The resulting scenes: chaos, carnage, theft, destruction, and most sadly, injury. matters is asking the difficult questions. Were the authorities prepared? Was the response fast enough? Could more have been done to restore order and reassure communities? The answer's yes. More should have been done. But the socialist government delayed, ignored and downplayed the situation. And in a democracy, governments are accountable for the consequences of their policies and actions, or in this case, inaction. Whatever one's view on the response, these questions are legitimate in any free society. This should not become another battle of personalities or political tribes. If we cannot have an honest debate about such responsibilities, we risk replacing serious discussion with slogans, divisions and inaction. There is far more at stake than left and right. We are in the fight for our very existence. The freedom to exist in our Western Christian-based societies without fear of hostility or takeovers. History often remembers how nations respond to such tests, where the leaders rose above the faction, faced difficult realities and acted with resolve. That is the challenge Europe now faces. So why do I call it an invasion? It's simple, it is. In the Oxford Advanced Learners Dictionary, the term invasion primarily means the act of an enemy entering another country by force to take control of it or cause disruption. It also has a broader sense, a meaning and a large number of people or things to be arriving somewhere, especially if they're unwanted. There's also figurative sense, such as invasion of privacy. All that criteria was met. Ceuta is one of Europe's oldest continuously inhabited cities and occupies one of the most strategic locations in the whole world. Although it lies on the North African coast, just across the border from Morocco, it is an autonomous city of Spain. The Phoenicians established a trading settlement here in the 7th century BC, drawn by its commanding position overlooking the Strait of Gibraltar. The Greeks called it Hepta Adelphi, 7 brothers, referring to the 7 hills surrounding the city. There was an Islamic takeover and period. After the fall of Rome, the city passed through Byzantine hands before becoming part of the Muslim world in the early 8th century. According to tradition, the city's governor, Count Julian, assisted the Muslim invasion of the Iberian Peninsula in AD 711 by providing ships across the strait. The Portuguese conquest, 1415, King John I of Portugal captured Ceuta in 1415. This was Portugal's first major overseas conquest and is often regarded as the beginning of the Portuguese age of discovery. Now from Ceuta, Portugal expanded its influence down the west coast of Africa, but it later became Spanish. When Portugal regained its independence from Spain in 1640, Ceuta chose to remain loyal to the Spanish crown until this day. The Treaty of Lisbon in 1668 formally recognised Spanish sovereignty over the city, and it has remained Spanish ever since. It has had many sieges and fortifications. Morocco repeatedly attempted to retake Ceuta. The most famous was the siege of Ceuta in 1694 to 1727. It lasted about 33 years, making it one of the longest sieges in recorded history. The city's impressive royal walls were strengthened during this period. Now today it covers only about 18.5 square kilometres and has a population of around 85,000. It is one of Spain's 2 autonomous cities in North Africa alongside Melilla which also faced invasion at the same time. Now, because it forms part of the European Union's external border with Africa, it has become a major focal point for migration, as well as a place where Christian, Muslim, Jewish and Hindu communities have en masse lived side by side for generations. Now, why do I combine this with Britain? Well, people have talked of civil war in Britain for a while, and I've been one of those people. For the last few years, I've been convinced the conditions have been ripe already for such a long time, according to the experts. And it's a terrifying position to be in. The nation that brought peace to much of the world, brought technology, medicine, education, the rule of law, now eating itself alive. Because mainly foreign interventions, wokeism, socialist decay and Islamists. Those Islamists that seek to destroy us because of their completely opposite viewpoints, and they're useful idiots that do their bidding when they can't see the fact through the wood and the trees. It's a dangerous, suicidal empathy that streets lead us to travesty and oblivion.
No podemos llamar a la policía ni a la Guardia Civil porque no dan abasto. Necesitamos ayuda urgente. De verdad, esto es indignante. Yo estoy rodeada, tengo miedo. ¿Cómo no voy a tener miedo? Si tengo ganas hasta de llorar. No se puede. Esto no se puede, de verdad. No se puede, necesitamos ayuda. Por favor.
Rocío.
Callaros. Es que estoy temblando. Es que de verdad, esto es para vivirlo. Esto es para vivirlo como mujer. Esto es para vivirlo. Esto es una invasión. Han empezado por Ceuta, pero esto es la frontera a España, la frontera a Europa. Hoy ha sido Melilla, mañana será Canarias, pasado será Tarifa. De verdad, es que no hay derecho.
Europe is suicidal, and the Western American world is suicidal too. You, my friends, are fucking suicidal. What do you think is gonna happen with all these immigrants? And this is coming from a guy who's half Egyptian himself, okay? I used to live in Cairo for a whole fucking year in the fucking slums. I saw it all. Like, what do you think is gonna happen at the end? They hate your culture, they hate your fucking skin, they hate all your women living in freedom, going to the club and wearing skirts. They hate this shit and you fucking know it. But you're still in denial, which is a river in Egypt, by the way. And then people are like, I've been to Egypt, I've been to Morocco. Yeah, you've been to the fucking beach, 5-star hotel, where tourists are welcome because you bring fucking money. But you've never been to the fucking slums, which is like 95% of all these fucking countries. Do you have a female cousin which got killed? No, I have. You know what revenge rape is in the Sharia law? Revenge rape means when you rape a girl, the girl's brother can rape your sister back. Does this sound nice for you women, which want freedom, but you still vote to import them? To let them take away your freedom again and fucking make you slaves and wear a hijab by force? You guys are fucking out of your fucking mind. You know what a sleeper is? A sleeper is a fascist Muslim who's just waiting for this one fucking phone call. He's been living here for years, and he's not only one. There's thousands of them. And when they get this fucking phone call, they're just gonna stand up, take their machetes, take their weapons, all financed by the government anyway, and they're gonna fucking slaughter you, one by fucking one. Call me crazy, it happened before. Just read history. But you won't. Alright, then it's your fault.
Years of our trial to conquer Europe by force failed. They did something wrong, very wrong. They tried for many years to conquer Europe through wars, only wars.
Allah permitted them to live off the infidel while they are subduing them. So it had sort of a parasitic type of attitude where they can live off of the host country, where their goal is to eventually eradicate the host culture and supplant it.
فأصل الحرب من النساء هم ملك اليمين، بمعنى إن عشان أذلهم بيصبحوا ملكا للقائد أو للجيش أو للمسلم يستمتع بيهم كما يستمتع بزوجاته.
Let's quickly go to rights of the non-Muslims. If they say, I don't want to pay jizya, which is a small amount of tax, then they will be vanished, they will be kicked out. Or they will have the choice, either convert to Islam, or if you don't want to be kicked out, then you will be killed. Okay, so what do you want to do? You'll be given the choice. What do you want to do?
Every time I talk about Islam being an extremist religion, people attack me because I am spreading misinformation. This is not an extremist religion. It is just the people that are extremists, radicals. Would you categorize this woman as an extremist, or would you actually come to the realization that it is the religion that is the problem? This woman is not like speaking from her head or something. This is what the Quran teaches. She actually said we gave them a choice, convert to Islam or die. Does that sound like a religion that is capable of coexisting with the rest of humanity?
Many of us have spoken up and cannot reach those that are too far gone. But we persevere and continue to try to do so. We must stand up, be brave and be counted before we lose the chance to do so in the future permanently.
إن حضارة فرنسا والغرب حضارة كاذبة خاطئة، حضارة إلحاد وكفر، فهم يكرهون دين الله الحق، دين التوحيد. حضارتهم حضارة عهر وفجور وشذوذ، لهذا فهم يحقدون على النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. يا مكرون الزم حدك، يا مكرون الزم حدك، بالجهاد نهدم مسجدك، بالجهاد نهدم مسجدك، يا مكرون يا خسيس، يا مكرون يا خسيس، بكرة رح نفتح باريس، بكرة رح نفتح باريس. من المسجد الأقصى نقول لمكرون عدو الله ورسوله، أبشر يا عدو الله ورسوله بالذي يسوءك. نحن على موعد مع خلافة راشدة على منهج محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم، تتحرك جحافلها بالتكبير والتهليل لاجتياح فرنسا وفتح روما، لتقيم فيها العدل وتنشر النور في جنباتها. قريبا يا مكرون لنزيلن حضارتكم الفاسدة ولنطهرن الأرض من رجس رأسماليتكم. قريبا بإذن الله نحكمكم بعدل الإسلام وحضارته العظيمة، ليدرك أهل أوروبا كم كانوا مخدوعين بالثورة الفرنسية. إن الرد على فرنسا ورئيسها لا يكون إلا بإعلان الجهاد في سبيل.
We are trying in difficult circumstances and times to persevere, but it's not without hope. We hope that we can return to a centralised, balanced and way of life that we know, and a sensible viewpoint for the future.
We don't say that Islam is here to live, to coexist with lots of different religions and all of us can just hold hands and be friends. This religion has been sent to dominate, to wipe out, to have the people leave every religion and to accept Islam. And if that requires fighting to achieve it, then it requires fighting to achieve it. We're not shy to say it, and we don't find that to be something that we should be shy to say.
Recently bragging about coming to the UK to sell drugs, fight and stab people.
Gang? Yeah. To sell drugs? Drugs, fight, stab, shoot.
But it's the first time. Where are you from?
Denmark, Iran.
Iran, and you lived in Denmark?
29 years.
No way.
Yeah.
But now you want to go in England?
UK, because it's out of Europe, Schengen, Dublin, nothing, so they cannot send me back to Denmark.
But in the migrant camps of Dunkirk, migrants convicted of violent crimes and have already been expelled from EU countries are patiently waiting to buy a small boat ticket for Daver. They know that they won't be sent back.
An offer to go from France to England for 180 pounds. Brother, how much please? If I want to come with you.
You walking away? We've got a video of you taking a migrant, promising to take him to the UK.
Smugglers are also openly selling life jackets and drugs to those wanting to make the trip.
Do the police let you just sell drugs in here? Yeah, it's fine. Everyone's just fine with this.
Just 20 metres from a French police van, a man acting as a fixer for the traffickers who claimed to be getting a free trip to Britain in exchange for piloting a dinghy cut a £1,500 deal with the Daily Express undercover.
I believe this is probably one of the most important videos I will ever make. I've formed many views through history, through knowledge, connections, and through the evidence that I've seen. I believe history leaves us clues. It leaves us warnings, lessons that nations ignore at their peril. Throughout history, societies have rarely fallen in a single dramatic moment. Did the world learn nothing from the fall of Iran in the 1970s? A template, almost carbon copy of what we are seeing throughout Europe and on our own streets these very days. The same weak folding to an opposing religious force we held back for hundreds of years. An ideology that learnt to develop its tactics to a modern capacity, not conquest and military force, but through infiltration. Governments have declined slowly, one decision at a time, one compromise after another. Points overlooked. Generational moments happen, many in the past at the outbreaks of great wars and World War II. I believe now we're living through one of those moments, and I believe that future generations will look back and ask, did we see it? Did we speak up? Or did we stay silent because it was easier to do so, or more acceptable?
This is the moment angry locals waving Spanish flags chased down migrants after thousands stormed the Ceuta enclave. Migrants sprinted up beaches after swimming ashore and dispersed into the streets of the tiny Spanish territory, which borders Morocco. The crowds, largely made up of people from Morocco and Algeria, bypassed a long border fence in extraordinary scenes. The president of the territory declared a total humanitarian and social emergency, with the Spanish government preparing to send troops into Ceuta.
This is the end of England!
Officially, England's over. Allah Akbar! Yeah, what are we lining up for? This is historical. This is historical. I don't see this on Fajr. Guys, we went down a whole...
I, for one, refuse to stay silent. I know some will disagree with me, and that's their right. But equally, it's my right to present my views and facts, to explain why I hold them, and to ask others to consider the evidence for themselves. I'm not asking anyone to accept my conclusions blindly. Watch the videos within this, watch my other videos. But now, the girl waving the invaders while filming, what became of her?
A Spanish girl is missing after she was seen welcoming migrants who had illegally entered Ceuta from Morocco. Thousands of people crossed into the Spanish territory within a short time. Some swam around sea barriers, while others rushed through border areas. The sudden arrival overwhelmed shelters, streets, and police resources, forcing Spain to send more officers and soldiers to Ceuta. During the confusion, a young Spanish woman stood near the arrival area and filmed the migrants with her phone. In a video shared online, she appeared excited, smiled at several men and used her hands to welcome them as they entered.
At the time of this video, the story from news media outlets was this. 2 men approached her, said they are hungry and can she take them for food. Now, when I was a child, I was taught both at home and school to never go with a stranger. Modern society is failing.
Two men then walked toward her and told her she was very beautiful. They said they were hungry and asked whether she could take them somewhere to get food. The girl agreed without hesitation and left the area with them. Her family says she has now been unreachable for more than 10 hours. Her phone appears to be turned off, and none of her friends know where she went. After repeatedly trying to contact her, the family reported her missing. Police told them that officers were already dealing with thousands of newly arrived migrants and could not immediately focus enough resources on finding their daughter. The story has caused anger and concern online.
And has not been seen or heard from since. Friends, your family can reach her. Mobile phone turned off. 2 days into 3 later. Look at the fate of so many women and children here in the UK. We are fully aware of. The outcome is never that of joyous wonder, but of despair, loss and anguish. Pray for her as a lost soul. I'm asking people to think critically, to examine events with an open mind and decide for themselves. Because if history teaches us anything, it's that the biggest mistakes are made not by those who ask the difficult questions, but by those and societies that refuse to ask them until it's too late. Pueblo de Ceuta. Los vemos, estamos con ustedes. Thank you.
Now we're witnessing an invasion. They are not refugees. No, this is an invasion of mass Islamization of Europe. And so this is a global political agenda by the powerful of the world to destroy Europe culturally and religiously. I mean, to destroy Christianity ultimately in Europe.